Check this out. He scored one of the greatest bicycle kicks football has ever seen. He was called the Snake, not because he was sly, but because he slithered through defenders like they weren't even there. He won the World Cup on home soil, conquered Europe with his country, and brought French flair to a rainy night in Bolton. He outshone Ronaldo at Inter Milan, had Zidane on speed dial, and somehow ended up the MVP of a team in New York. He didn't just live football. He made it look like cinema. This is the unbelievable journey of Youri Djorkaeff, and once you start, trust me, you're not gonna wanna stop. Let's rewind to the beginning. Our hero was born in the football-rich city of Lyon in 1968, son of former football player Djokaeff. By the age of 16, he'd gone pro with modest Grenoble in 1984, slithering his way up France's football ranks. A crafty attacking midfielder or forward, young Youri quickly made a name for himself with his silky skills and a knack for goals. After sharpening his fangs in over 80 games for Grenoble, he earned a move to RC Strasbourg in 1989. There, he truly struck 25 goals in just 35 games. A staggering haul that had top-flight scouts drooling. French fans were already whispering about the kid with the exotic name and the deadly finish. In 1990, Youri joined the aristocracy of French football with AS Monaco. Under the principled eye of coach Arsène Wenger, Djokaeff blossomed into one of Ligue 1's brightest talents. He helped Monaco challenge the elite and showcased a scoring touch that belied his playmaking role. In the 1993-94 season, he was on fire, banging in 20 league goals to become the top scorer in all of France. He outscored every striker in the land, a remarkable feat for an attacking midfielder. French media took notice and Europe's giants began circling. Though Monaco fell short of a league title, Youri did lift the 1991 Coupe de France with the club. His first major trophy, a proven star ready for the next challenge. In 1995, the bright lights of Paris called. Djokaeff signed for PSG, adding flair to an already talent-packed squad. If Monaco was where he became a star, PSG is where he got his first taste of European glory. Youri was pivotal as PSG charged through the 95-96 UEFA Cup Winners' Cup. In May 1996, at Brussels King's Baudouin Stadium, PSG triumphed 1-0 in the final. Djokaeff became a European trophy winner. Finally, a piece of continental silverware for the Snake. He and teammates celebrated wildly and Paris sang his name. In the league, he continued to dazzle Parc des Princes crowds with impish dribbles and curling free kicks. By now, the nickname The Snake was earning currency. His uncanny ability to slither past defenders and bend the ball into the net left everyone hissing in admiration. With PSG, Djokaeff cemented his reputation as a big game player who combined Parisian flair with cold-blooded composure. Little did PSG fans know they'd only enjoy him for a short time. After that Cup Winners' Cup triumph, a new adventure beckoned abroad. Youri had proven everything in France. Now it was time to test his venom on a bigger stage. In 1996, Djokaeff shocked some by heading to the Serie A, signing with Inter Milan, a storied Italian club craving a return to glory. It was in Italy that the Snake truly shed his skin and entered global legend. From day one, he wowed the demanding San Siro faithful. In his debut season at Inter, Youri was electric. 17 goals in 49 matches across all competitions. He scored volleys, free kicks, tap-ins, you name it. With 14 goals in Serie A, he was Inter's top scorer, guiding them to third place. And talk about jaw-dropping goals. On January 5th, 1997, Djokaeff produced a moment of pure genius that is still replayed in awe. With Roma in town, he received a cross a bit behind him, so he did the unthinkable. He launched into a bicycle kick from the edge of the box, and boom! The ball rocketed into the top corner. That goal has gone down as one of the greatest in Inter's history, a piece of acrobatic art worthy of the Louvre. If defenders weren't afraid of the Snake before, they were now. Youri's time at Inter was full of drama and star teammates. One week he was combining with the Brazilian phenomenon Ronaldo. The next week, Roberto Baggio joined. Inter was collecting superstars like trading cards. That did cause some chemistry issues. Djokaeff, ever the intelligent player, sometimes had to adjust his games to fit these megastars. He had fewer goals in 97-98, but ultimately that season brought a huge reward. Inter reached the 98 UEFA Cup final. Fittingly, the final was held in Paris at Parc des Princes, practically Youri's old backyard. Inter, with Djokaeff patrolling midfield, beat Lazio 3-0 to lift the UEFA Cup, another European trophy in the bag. The Snake didn't score in the final, but his clever playmaking helped Inter dominate. With the winner's medal around his neck on home soil, Djokaeff's smile was as wide as the Seine. Oh, and remember that other tournament in 1998? In the summer of '98, he was an integral part of the France squad hosting the World Cup. The pressure was immense, the atmosphere electric. Djokaeff started each knockout match, partnering with Zinedine Zidane in an attack fueled by imagination. In the final in Paris against mighty Brazil, Youri had a hand, or rather a foot, in history. He delivered the corner kick that Zidane headed in for France's second goal. As 75,000 fans roared and France won 3-0, Djokaeff became a World Cup champion on home soil. Fireworks, tears of joy, a nation in delirium. 2 years later, he wasn't done. France won the Euro 2000 with Djokaeff again playing a crucial role. He famously scored a last gasp winner against Spain in the quarterfinals that sent the Spanish packing. By 2000, Youri had a World Cup, a European Championship, and even added the 2001 Confederation Cup to his trophy cabinet. In France, he was a certified national hero, Chevalier of the Legion d'Honneur and all. Back in clubland, 1998-99 proved a bumpy final season at Inter. New coach, new system, and superstar overload meant Djokaeff saw less playing time. Inter underperformed, and at 31, Youri decided it was time to move on. But instead of slithering back to France, the Snake tried a new garden: Germany. In 1999, Djokaeff joined FC Kaiserslautern in the Bundesliga. If you think that's random, consider Kaiserslautern had just won the German league in 1998. They were ambitious under the legendary coach Otto Rehhagel. Youri arrived as one of the most high-profile foreign signings in the league. Adjusting to German football, he continued to display his class. Over 3 seasons in Kaiserslautern, he scored 14 goals in 55 league appearances, often as an attacking midfielder. He instantly became a fan favorite, but let's be honest, how often does a small-town club feature a World Cup winner in its lineup? The highlight of his German stint came in the 2000 and 2001 season, when Kaiserslautern made an underdog run in the UEFA Cup. Djokaeff's experience and clutch play were vital as Kaiserslautern reached the semi-finals of the 2001 UEFA Cup. They ultimately fell just short of the final, but Youri's European pedigree shone through once again. Meanwhile, in the summer of 2000, Youri added that Euro trophy to his resume with France, meaning his star was still shining bright internationally, even as he quietly plied his trade in provincial Germany. By 2002, at the age of 34, Djokaeff had done the rounds in France, Italy, and Germany. So why not try England next? When Bolton Wanderes announced the signing of Youri Djokaeff in early 2002, everyone thought that Big Sam Allardyce had lost his marbles. Bolton were a scrappy Premier League club, usually fighting relegation, and here was a World Cup winning French maestro choosing them over, say, a more glamorous team. In fact, Youri later revealed he had offers from Liverpool and Manchester United, but turned them down. Why on earth Bolton? Well, Youri wanted to play every week to stay sharp for France, and Bolton's manager Sam Allardyce promised him exactly that. In Youri's words, Big Sam came over and said, "You can have whatever you want. If you want to play all the games, you'll play all the games." That was music to the Snake's ears, so off to Northern England he went, shocking the football world. And guess what? It turned into a magical fit. Djokaeff added a touch of class that English fans at the Reebok Stadium had rarely seen. He linked up with Nigerian trickster JJ Okocha and Spanish veteran Ivan Campo to form an international dream team in Bolton's midfield. Suddenly, the unfashionable trotters were a must-watch football, playing with swagger and creativity. One week, Youri would score a sublime free kick. The next, he'd dink a clever assist to Okocha. The press stopped Bolton's collection of aging stars at Big Sam's Galacticos, a cheeky nod to the famous Real Madrid squad, albeit with more modest talent. But for Bolton fans, it felt like a dream. Djokaeff quickly became a huge fan favorite, and not just for his silky skills. He embraced the club fully, even declaring, "I was in love with England, in love with its shitty weather, the people, the fans." Youri delivered on the pitch too. Over 2.5 seasons in England, he scored 20 goals in 75 Premier League appearances. Not bad in a very physical league. He saved Bolton from relegation in 2002 with crucial goals and helped him climb the table. In 2004, he played a key role as Bolton made a Cinderella run to the League Cup final. Wembley beckoned, and although Bolton lost the final, Djokaeff's leadership was praised in guiding the team that far. Sam Allardyce adored Youri's professionalism and winning mentality rubbing off on the squad. By the summer of 2004, Djokaeff's Bolton chapter ended somewhat quietly. And I'm sure you forgot about this, but he had a brief stint at Blackburn Rovers where he played just 3 games before mutually parting ways. At 36, most players would hang up their boots, but not our man. The Snake had one last destination in mind, and this one was far more surprising than all the others. In early 2005, Djokaeff turned heads yet again by signing with the New York Metro Stars of Major League Soccer. That's the team that's known as New York Red Bulls right now. Yes, he went to the USA, becoming the first French player in MLS history. Many assumed he was just winding down for a fat paycheck, but instead, Youri insisted he came for the challenge. Landing in the Big Apple, he immediately became the Metro Stars' marquee attraction. And true to form, Djokaeff gave the American fans a show. In 2005, despite being 37 years old, he scored 10 goals and notched 7 assists, ending the season as the team's MVP. The local commentators struggled to pronounce Djorkaeff, but they sure loved what they saw on the field. In 2006, the Metro Stars became New York Red Bulls, and Youri, ever the consummate pro, announced it would be his final season. On October 29, 2006, at nearly 39 years old, Youri Djokaeff hung up his boots. He had scored in his final Red Bulls game a few weeks prior naturally, leaving the pitch to a standing ovation. It was the end of an era for a player who had literally spanned the globe of football. Why do we call him the Snake? It's not a sinister moniker, but a tribute to his style. He boasted incredible flair and dribbling skills, combined with sharp football IQ. His runs off the ball were intelligent, his touch was like velvet. Simply put, he was the rare player who made his team better just by being on the pitch. Sure, he had his off days, some critics grumbled about inconsistency at times, but when Youri was on, mon Dieu, he was a joy to watch. At Inter, fans still remember Il Bichone weaving through defenders in his number 6 jersey. At Bolton, his class helped transform the club's mentality. As one English pundit joked, Youri brought champagne football to a beer town. Off the pitch, Djokaeff carried himself with a charismatic, friendly demeanor, always ready with a smile or a joke. He even released a pop single, trying his hand at singing. Let's just say his football talents far exceeded his chart success. His multicultural roots, a Frenchman of Armenian, Kalmyk and Polish descent, and experiences across 5 countries made him something of a football ambassador even before he retired. After retiring in 2006, Djokaeff didn't just ride off into the sunset to sip cocktails. No, this man of the world dedicated himself to giving back, focusing on providing opportunities through sports for underprivileged youth. His goal was to use the power of soccer to inspire kids in education, health, and community. Lofty aims that he pursued with the same passion he showed on the pitch. Come 2019, even FIFA took notice of his commitment. Youri was appointed CEO of the FIFA Foundation in September of that year. It's like the competitive fire simply found a new arena. From a prodigious teen in Lyon to a Monaco goal king, PSG Cup winner, Inter icon, world and European champion, Bundesliga journeyman, Bolton saviour and New York pioneer, Youri the Snake Djorkaeff did it all. His career was a wild ride of unforgettable goals, trophies at every level, and enough impressive achievements to fill a book. As a friend telling you this story, I can only say, Djokaeff's legend is the stuff of drama and joy. He played with flair, he played with intelligence, and he played with his heart on his sleeve. That's why we love him. That's why, even now, we smile remembering the snakes shimmy past the defender. In the grand theater of football, Youri Djorkaeff was a star performer for 2 decades, a truly iconic character whose legacy slithers on in the annals of sport. Vive le snake!